Amid the outcry and protests over the arrests of two black businessmen in a Philadelphia Starbucks, the company is planning to close all of its stores for one day in order to teach a class on race relations. The two men were denied using the store's bathroom because they weren't paying customers. When they refused to leave, a manager called 911.
Hi, I have two gentlemen at my cafe that are refusing to make a purchase or leave.
Starbucks says the person you heard right there on the phone no longer works for that store. When we first told you about Starbucks' bias training, many of you weren't really sure if that was really going to make a difference. Jim, you wrote on our Facebook page, one day of training isn't going to change years of bias. You need to go back generations to get any results. Nightside reporter Joshua Dorowitz talked with a USF professor who has pioneered this kind of training. Lori Friedel has worked with hundreds of police agencies nationwide over 2 decades, from the NYPD to Tampa, St. Pete, and Clearwater Police, through her program called Fair and Impartial Policing. She explained how the Starbucks training might work.
Well, first, you have got to know the difference between explicit bias, outright racism, and implicit bias, which is a lot more common. It's the stereotypes we might make, the attitudes we might have, maybe without even realizing.
If you ask someone if they have biases, they will say yes, but they're not necessarily cognizant of the fact that they link various groups to stereotypes associated with their groups. This can happen at the first glance of a person that you don't know. And those associations that you make between that person and the group that they're in can impact your perceptions of the person and even impact on your behavior, possibly producing discriminatory behavior.
Cops, teachers, doctors, heck, me, you, no matter how well-intentioned, we are all biased because we are all human, she says, and recognizing that and how it can unconsciously impact almost everything we do is the first step in training. The next is learning how to manage it, which she says could be as simple as slowing down, asking yourself if your bias is impacting your behavior in a situation. And even if it's not clear whether this training absolutely works, since there aren't any conclusive studies on it, she says it's at least making people more aware of something that they, frankly, might otherwise be unaware of. I'm Josh Sidorowitz, 10 News.
The company-wide training that will close down all Starbucks stores for the afternoon is happening May 29th.